Mr. Chairman, I'd like to enter for the record a series of videos that I have received, and I would like the committee to have on record.
Without objection.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It's been said that Mr. Assad has been unable to protect minorities, and I want to make the case that he's not unable, correction, not Mr. Assad, Mr. al-Shara, that he's not unable, that he's unwilling. Because as former, HTS is wandering around and Mr. Gilani rebranded Al-Qaeda is not a whole lot different than ISIS. It's not a whole lot different. Let's face it. If you had a choice between ISIS and Al-Qaeda, which one would you really choose? Is there a whole lot of difference? And I know that HTS has said, that they are renounced global jihad, but they haven't renounced jihad in Syria. They haven't renounced that at all. And so to set the context of, because people talk about violence here, but they don't know what it looks like. So we're going to play a video, and I'm going to just tell you up front, if you don't want to see things that are shocking and barbaric, turn your eyes away. It's about 40 seconds, and then I'm going to ask you some questions, ma'am. Go ahead and play the video, please. It'd be great if it had the sound, because they're rejoicing over these women that they have killed. And it's not enough to kill them. You have to desecrate their bodies. Doesn't look like much of a fighter to me. Neither does she. Now, she's still alive. This one right here. She's still alive. And they're talking about, oh, she's still alive. Well, not anymore. This is life in Syria for minorities. Not some fancy picture where we all hope it's going to get better. You can trim the beard of an Islamist and you can dress him up in a suit and send him around the world. I think we're foolhardy to believe that he's anything other than an Islamist. Madam Mensa, tell me I'm wrong.
Those videos, I just had some sent to me this morning from Hasaka showing women being raped. This military campaign into the Northeast was unnecessary, and that was proof that didn't have to happen. They could have integrated in peacefully. And the fact that these Islamists put, an ISIS flag over Raqqa, it didn't stay up long probably, but it just shows that that's some of the ideology. And it's so easy to look at the PKK narrative and be like, oh, the Northeast is dangerous because they used to be part of PKK. And not everyone in the Northeast is PKK, and the PKK has never been a threat to the United States. In fact, they're trying to make peace with Turkey. And so to make that be the issue when Al-Qaeda was responsible for 9/11, for the US attacks on U.S. embassies and the U.S. SS Cole. And here we have these fighters with a history of Al-Qaeda who sometimes wear ISIS patches on their vests, and committing atrocities, as we've seen, against minorities. And so I do think, the Syrian security forces are a real problem. And they include, for instance, Turkish-backed Syrian National Army leaders as heads of brigades, or actually in military positions. Like, for instance, the head of the 86th Division over northern Syria was sanctioned by the U.S. for trafficking Yazidi women and girls, for horrific human rights violations, yet he's a leader in this military. So I think we can't just manifest what we want this military to look like or what we want this government to look like. We have to actually look at it with real clear vision. And I think there needs to be an enormous amount of pressure on al-Shara to remove these elements from their from the military. And also, this is why this integration deal must work. And I'll tell you what, I'd love to have time to explain. I got an update on the ground this morning, and there are some problems here, because right now the deal keeps these Islamist forces out of minority villages. But they haven't pulled back. They were supposed to pull back by the end of today. They haven't. And what we can't allow is for them to be in Assyrian, Yazidi, Kurdish villages in the Northeast, because we're afraid we're going to see more videos.